What's going on, guys? Raiden here. Today we're playing some Demolition on Grid. But before I get started, I would just like to say a big thank you to all those from GVA who came to my channel and subscribed to me. It definitely means a lot for me to see all you guys coming to my channel and checking me out, hitting that subscribe button and watching my videos. And a lot of you guys did leave comments saying, you know, keep it up, in no time you'll be on Machinima. And I know that some of you guys are catching up on a lot of my old videos, which is great news for me because those comments may not seem a lot to you guys, but they're definitely big things to me, and they definitely mean a lot to me to see that kind of, you know, positive support and feedback. And I was really happy with the feedback I got on the comment section from the GVA video, because that was the first time that I had really branched out to a channel that big, and GVA has a great community, and I was really happy with the way that things turned out that video. So thank you, GVA subscribers, for coming to my channel and checking me out. And for those of you that just stumbled upon me randomly, I know I've gotten a few of those subscribers as well. Thank you for checking out my channel, and I'm really excited to have you guys on with me. So I was using the FAL this game, and this is actually the one game on my hard drive that I mentioned in that GVA video that I use kill streaks other than 348. So definitely see a lot of chopper gunner. I think I get it maybe 3 times, and I do get quite a lot of kills with the chopper gunner, but I was still really excited to post this because the final score is really beast, and I was using something that you don't see every day, because I see a lot of the FAMAS and 74U in videos nowadays, and I try to give my subscribers a little bit of diversity in the weapons that I use. But this game is going to be separated into 2 parts. The first part is going to be about 8.5 minutes like this video, and then the second part I'm going to post later. But this game was about 17 minutes long, and I definitely didn't want to post the whole thing or fast forward all of it, so the second part will come after this one. And I had a certain topic that I want to discuss in part 1, but I mentioned that in my previous commentary, and something has come up within the past couple days that I kind of wanted to talk about, and it's kind of a depressing topic, to be honest. I'm going to try and stay as upbeat as possible, just so the commentary isn't like getting you down in the dumps, but I'm going to try and avoid making it sound really depressing. So for those of you that maybe keep up with the news or the Weather Channel, Joplin, Missouri, which is about 75 miles away from where I live, which is Springfield, Sunday afternoon there was a tornado that came through and wiped out the city. And when I say wiped out, I literally mean wiped out. I was watching the news today, and the Red Cross estimates that 75% of Joplin is gone. And you think about that, and Joplin isn't a very big city, but to have 75% of the city just gone, I mean, wiped out, it's a terrible thing. And you know, the thing I wanted to talk about, and the lesson I kind of wanted to put out there is, don't take your family members for granted. And before you guys get any assumptions, I don't know anybody in Joplin. I don't have any family members in Joplin, but my mom's a nurse. She's a registered nurse. She works at St. John's here in Springfield, Missouri, and the St. John's here in Springfield is a very renowned hospital, very well known across the country. And she was on the list to go over there for the relief effort. Well, a couple weeks ago, she actually went over to Joplin Hospital because I guess all the hospitals are switching to computer records instead of paper records. But regardless, she went over to the Joplin Hospital to help them transition from paperwork to computer, and was helping them with that. And she just got back last week. Now, I'm sitting here after this tornado hits, and I'm thinking, what would have happened if my mom would have been there right now? Because, first of all, the hotel that she was staying at got hit by the tornado. That's a really scary thing for me, because, you know, that's just a few days away. And the weird thing is they actually asked her to stay and work there longer than the period she was supposed to stay. Which, you know, I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I'm thinking how lucky I am that she didn't decide to stay. But the top 2 floors of that hospital in Joplin are gone. They blew away, and I think 9 people in the hospital died. I think the death count right now is up to like 116 as of Monday night as I do this commentary. And it's terrible, you know. It's something that you look at and wonder why it would happen to, why that would happen in general. And obviously, you can't avert that. It's a natural disaster, obviously, but you gotta, you gotta feel for those people that are going through these times. And even the weather guy they put on the scene was over there. He was one of the first people on the scene because when he had gotten there, none of the emergency responders had been there yet, and he was sitting there watching people shift through rubble, finding. He said he literally saw fatalities happen, and he had to stop in mid-sentence because he started crying. And I don't blame the guy. I mean, to be in that kind of situation, in that kind of disaster, is something that I hope I never have to go through in my life. And obviously, my major is electrical engineering and not meteorology, so that's something that I could probably avoid. But I've always been fortunate enough that I've never had anything like that happen. I mean, just imagine one day you wake up in the morning, you have your house, everything's fine, and then 12 hours later, everything's gone. I can't imagine that happening to me. And unfortunately, I do live in Tornado Alley, and that's, that kind of thing is always a possibility. And I was really worried, and it was kind of selfish of me to think this, and I feel like a dick, but all this is happening in Joplin, and my mom was sitting on the couch. She was really upset because she didn't like seeing that stuff. And as a nurse, your heart goes out to the people who need medical care, and that hospital obviously was out of business, and the other hospital they had in the city was already full. Turns out all these extra patients are coming to the hospital that my mom works at, so they're going to be overstaffed or they're going to have to be overworked for a while. But as I was saying before, waking up and seeing all that stuff gone is just, it's really hard to deal with. And I was saying that I was sitting there really worried that same storm was going to come this way, because it was on its way to Springfield. But fortunately it went south of us. But I haven't heard any other reports of major tornadoes, at least not the one that causes much damage in Joplin. And it's like I said, this is a random topic, but it was something that I really felt like I wanted to talk about because, you don't realize that you take your family members for granted until you lose them, or you get close to losing them, like I had the potential to. If she would have decided to say, okay, I'll stay here and work for the next week, then, she would have been at the hospital or at the hotel, and either way she would have gotten hit, which is a really scary thought. And my parents are fairly young. My mom is 44, and my dad's 45. So for me to lose my parents now is, it'd be really tough for me. And I've been really fortunate thus far in my life because I've never had a major loss in my immediate family. So, I would rather, I don't want to say I don't want anybody in my family to die, but I would rather lose somebody that's not as close to me as my mom and then lose my mom. That way I'm prepared for it. But yeah, guys, I didn't want to make this depressing or bum you guys out. But in all, the lesson I wanted to kind of get across to you guys is, don't take your family members for granted, whether you fight with your parents a lot or whatnot. You never know what might happen, within a 12-hour span. So, go up to your mom and dad of this commentary and tell them you love them. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll come with part 2 of this video in a couple days, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Later.